let's move on. Let's talk about what happened 2 weeks ago, the fight that we did on HBO. Nonito Donaire versus Fernando Montiel. There's not much to say about that fight except that if you haven't seen it yet, go on YouTube and watch it, because that is one of the early contenders for knockout of the year, and maybe one of the early contenders for knockout of this decade. Nonito Donaire.
Well, can you call it a knockout?
Can you? Well, let's. For those who didn't see it, Nonito Donaire either knocked him out or knocked down Fernando Montiel in the second round of the fight, pretty much ending the fight.
It was over. It was over.
And I guess you can't really call it a knockout because, well, if you watch the knockout, it's very scary because perfect. Catches him with a perfect counter shot. Montiel's on the floor and kind of twitches there for a couple of seconds. His arms,
he was doing the backstroke.
Yeah, he's spelling on the canvas with his arms and legs up in the air. And this is probably one of the more extraordinary things I've ever seen in boxing. Next to Maidana getting up from a liver shot from Khan, is Montiel getting up, rolling over, falling down, and then getting back up before the count of 9, like he's ready to continue. And the ref let it continue. And Montiel took 2 more punches, and the ref decided, okay, I was wrong. Let me stop the fight right now. What did you think of that fight?
Nonito Donaire really proved himself that night. That became a star overnight. A lot of people were very skeptical beforehand, saying, well, Donaire didn't really deserve to be number 5 pound for pound, and I was one of them. But now he's easily number 4, number 5 pound for pound in the world. I mean, what a blowout that was. Montiel, it was no slouch. Let's get the record straight. As badly as he got knocked out in that fight, this was a guy that was legitimate. He beat Hosemi Hasegawa before the fight by knockout. He's been blowing out other guys for years. He's been looking like a beast. And this was the best fight to be made in a division. And Nonito Donaire just absolutely obliterated him. I mean, the speed, the power, the precision, the way he timed everything. I mean, he looked amazing. He looked like the special talent that was shown when he knocked out Victor Darchinyan back in 2007. And that night, that 2 Saturdays ago, he really showed himself to be the legit king of the bantamweights. I mean, you have the bantamweight tournament going on right now. You have the other champion, Anselmo Moreno. Those guys, I don't think they have a chance against Donaire right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as much as I like Ibeco and Mares, who are fighting for the Showtime bantamweight championship, I don't think I wouldn't give either of those guys much of a chance versus Donaire. No. And in all fairness to the ref for that night, Russell Mora, I watched the replay. There's been a lot of criticism about him not stopping the fight right then and there. He was pushing Donaire into the neutral corner while Montiel was twitching, so I guess he didn't see it at the time. But I mean, even the fact that Montiel got up and fell down again should have been a signal to him maybe that that fight shouldn't have gone on after that point. On the undercard of that fight, we had Mike Jones versus Jesus Soto Karass. Jones won a 12-round decision. Of course, Karass, again, proves that he's a warrior, fighting through blood and a lot of pain. What did you think of that fight?
Solid performance by Mike Jones. He's a solid guy. I don't see that it factor with him yet. I mean, I think he's an all-around very good performer. He has good skills. You can tell he's influenced by Bernard Hopkins in the way he throws his punches are very compact. But I'm not sure if he's ready for the elite yet. He's been calling out Andre Berto for a long time. I know he really wants to fight Berto, and it'd be a good fight. Berto instead is going to be fighting Victor Ortiz, which I think I'm the only person who actually thinks that's a good fight. But Mike Jones is going to fight for a championship pretty soon. But right now he's not ready for a Pacquiao. He's not ready for a Mayweather. But I think he's ready for a Berto, and I'd like to see him test himself against Berto. That'd be a very good fight. Well, Bob Arum has been clamoring for that fight for a while. Lou DiBella says that Mike Jones is a very boring fighter, but he'd be willing to make it. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Now, let's move from recapping fights to talking about these upcoming fights.